Hi everyone, it's Lynnea for LDRS Creative. Today I'm mixing and matching items from the latest two releases with one of my favorite stamp sets from last summer's release. This is the Up and Away Pocket Pal stamp set, and I just love these little elephants. I had to use them today. So I used my Raven Hybrid ink and I stamped them using a stamping tool. And I have a trick today to show you how to get the crispest black outlines. I stamped these images with my stamping tool and I left them positioned right where I had them in my stamping tool. I did not remove my stamps. Now I'm going to move on to coloring my little images here. I'm just going to color one elephant on camera because I colored these two elephants the same exact way. So I wanted these to be kind of gray elephants. You can use warm grays, brown, but I like the cool grays. So I started with C5 and I just added some areas of shadow. I am not good with light theory or color theory or any of that kind of stuff. I just color in a way that I think the image will look good in the end. So I started with C5, which was my darkest color, moved on to C3, then C2. Now here I am with C1, and with every descending marker color, I'm just pulling out the color a little bit more until I get to my last color, which is my C0. And with that marker, I will just color all over the whole image, and that gives me areas of darks and lights. I did also use an R20 marker to add a little bit of blush to the cheek, and then I came back in with the C0 marker and just colored over that a little bit to blend that out. I colored the second elephant the same exact way. Now for this balloon, I had a color scheme in mind. There's a pattern and a color that I really love in the Pastel Patterns paper pack, and so as I'm thinking here, I have the piece of pattern paper off to the side, and I am going to try to choose colors that are going to coordinate well with it. So I'm using a little bit of BG15, BG34, and then I have BG11 and BG10. And again, coloring dark to light is how I like to color, but you can color however you are most comfortable. Now, here's my stamping trick. Once I'm all done coloring, I like to put my piece back into my stamping platform. Remember, I left my stamps right in place. I'll ink them up again with my Raven Hybrid ink using my Stampendable tool to get even pressure, and now I have bright, crisp outlines. I'm going to start building my card here. I have the Pretty Pattern Slimline die set and the Pastel Patterns paper pack, and this is the pattern that I love. I just love these little diamonds, and I think this color is really pretty as well. I used some other dies in the Pretty Pattern Slimline die set off camera. I cut the center die from a white piece of cardstock, and I also cut a little frame from some white cardstock. I'm using the large slimline die to cut out another frame, or background I should say, from this pattern paper, and I want to back this little square with the same pattern so it's going to match my background perfectly. The die does cut out the center portion of the square, but I find it easier for me, so I don't have to perfectly line things up, to lay my square onto the piece of pattern paper and then cut around it with my scissors. But you can do this however you want. Now I'm starting to put my card together here. You can see the design starting to come together, but I wanted a big, bold sentiment. And these Chloe Alpha uppercase stamp sets are just absolutely gorgeous. There is a lowercase, which I considered using, but I really liked the boldness of having the whole hello sentiment in the Chloe Alpha upper stamp set, especially since I am using a coordinating sentiment from the Up and Away Pocket Pal stamp set, and that text is all lowercase. So I thought the mix of all upper and all lowercase would look super fun. I made sure that my stamps would fit. If they didn't fit, that would be okay. I would just switch over and use both the Chloe Alpha upper and lowercase stamp sets. I am using Tropical C to ink up my stamps. I have them positioned in my stamp positioner, and I'm using my Stampendable tool again to get even pressure. Now let's start building my card together. I have a card base, and my card base today actually measures 3.5 by 8.5, so a little bit bigger than I usually do, but I wanted my background panel there to have a white border. I thought that made the whole card kind of come together. I want to mount this stitched border panel to go on top, but I wanted to mount it with foam. When I use foam tape, I see that my cards kind of over time they collapse, or if they go through the mail, they wrinkle, so I like to use fun foam. Now I'm just adding the last of my elements together. I used fun foam behind the square, and I'm using some foam squares behind the elephants and the balloon. And this is really going to be my finished card here. I added some glitter onto the elephants as well as the balloon, and I added some glossy enamel to the balloon so it would really shine. That's it. That's my fun and cute slimline card, mixing products from various LDRS Creative releases. I hope that you really enjoyed this card. Thank you all so much for watching. I've linked all the products I used below in the video description. I will see you again really soon. Bye!